people who can use them. The equipment will be looking at patients, and patients will be looking at them as well. So it reminds me the case of, I always use that analogy, where some baboons chased the owner of the car, but they couldn't drive the car, so they were just there minding around the car. So if you don't train these personnel, they cannot use this equipment. So that's the collaboration the state government now has with MedShare. MedShare will come to train our people on how to use this equipment, and at the same time train other medical personnel. So that's the collaboration. So this government is thinking very strategically. It's not enough to acquire. There have been instances of acquisition of machines or machinery that people cannot use. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So that's the reason for that collaboration with MedShare.
So it seems.
Then the other aspect you mentioned, the donation of a 1.5 MIR Tesla, that was meant to stay by. They are so happy with what the government did. They believe so much in the reforms being carried out by His Excellency, Dr. Lake in the medical sector. And they said, okay, it's not enough to just stand by and watch and applaud the government. Let us support the government in practical terms. So they acquired that machine and donated it to the state government. The machine, the scanner will be installed at ABSUT, the teaching hospital in Aba, and they will use it for diagnostics. It's a very sophisticated machine. And that goes to show that what His Excellency is doing, the reforms is carrying out in the health sector, is being recognized and appreciated, both by Abians and non-Abians, as it were.
Okay, sir. Away from the health sector, the Abia State Environmental Protection Agency, ASEPA, will from the 1st of April 2026 commence the mandatory display of waste bins in all commercial vehicles in the state. As the Honorable Commissioner, what's this measure for?
Yeah, the state has done so well in terms of environmental sanitation and waste disposal. Let me take you back again to where it all got started. At the onset, recall that His Excellency declared a state of emergency in waste disposal.
Yes. Because
Abia State, particularly Aba, became the capital of of waste. So upon taking over the reins of power here, His Excellency, as a decent man, and they say cleanliness is next to
godliness.
So His Excellency said, no, these people are coming to govern. I need to do so in a very clean environment, and they have to live in a clean environment. So he declared that state of emergency. I can see that the ASEPA, his agency managing waste disposal in the state, has done so well that this same Aba that was tagged the dirtiest city in the country has turned around within 2 years plus to about the cleanest city in the country. Okay, cleaner than most capitals. I don't want to mention them. Most capitals in the country. Aba is cleaner than them today. In fact, this morning on the news on Arise, a sister state was called out that waste and rubbish has blocked roads in the capital city. That is not what we want to see here. So ASEPA has done so well, and to ensure that what they have done so far is sustained. The standards they've set in environmental sanitation and waste disposal, they said, okay, let's even take this thing a notch higher. Because you are passing on the road, you see people in a bus, they drink pure water, they throw it out of the window, they take scrub, all kinds of stuff, they throw out of the window. Government is saying no. It has to be total. If you're driving a car or a bus, provide a trash can in or a bin in your car, in your bus, where people can empty whatever they want. Government can't stop people from using stuff on the road. But when you use such stuff, put them very well. You've had the case of where the government mentioned that use that as an instance to show how our people have imbibed the these standards of cleanliness. Somebody was walking around and going in Aba and threw a bottle of an empty bottle of water. So when he threw it, I think at a point something told him he done the wrong thing. He walked back and picked it. to go and look for where to dump it. Then you could see, I'm sure you've seen the skits in about where if you dump rubbish, an invisible hand will slap you. So all that goes to show that our people have moved from where they used to be in terms of environmental sanitation and hygiene. Our people have imbibed, those hygiene practices, the best of hygiene practices, and this enforcement of bins in buses or in cars or taxis is part of, ensuring that this thing that government is doing through ASEPA is sustained over time. So that's the reason. And the enforcement will kick off on the 1st of April. So 1st of April, they will formally launch it and begin to enforce it. That's what that one speaks to.
Honorable Commissioner, what of privately owned vehicles? Sometimes people do a lot of things their own private vehicles.
They're not exempted from it, but then we believe that such practices are more with people who drive commercial vehicles. But as the campaign goes on, they will cover those people. If they're gonna put bills in their car, it's like me. I'm driving my kids when they were much younger. They imbibe it. They take a bottle of Coke on the way or whatever. They keep it in the car till we get home. Then they trash it. If you trash it from the car, I'll give you a knock on the head. So they've imbibed it. So even if I'm driving, I want to do, they say, "Daddy, you want to?" So they will now remind you they want to. Oh, okay. So practice over time. People get used to this thing. So we believe that the private, car owners, a lot of them don't do that, but some still do. But with the focus on the commercial bus driver, we will extend it to private car owners and tell them that practice is bad.
So I just think we need to open the line so that people can.
Exactly. Esteemed listener, the program is Executive Brief on BCA Radio 88.1 FM. You can be part of this program by dialing the number 0814-299-1448, 0814-299-1448. Go ahead and ask your questions.
So is there
0814-299-1448, 0814-299-1448. You can still join us on YouTube, BCA Radio TV. As the Honorable Commissioner, ASEPA generally seems to be improving in all areas of the state with public statements about Abia moving up the cleaner states ladder. What is the magic behind this improvement?
Handwork, vision, right? His Excellency had a vision on what he wanted the state to look like. He saw that vision, and those in ASEPA, through the management of ASEPA, bought into that vision, and that is exactly what they've been externalizing and executing this past 2 years plus. So the idea is to ensure that every part of the state is clean, provide the right equipment to support this, and that's the reason we have our buckets at very strategic places in the city. Then waste disposal is regulated. You don't do that during the day, you do that at night. Then you have people who move around to once the people, dump this waste at the bins, or the buckets. There are people there to move them immediately to where they have to go and dispose of them and all that. So they walk around the block. And what the stuff that I used to see, where you see some truck carrying rubbish on the road as they're moving,
dropping them on
everything
the road.
is dropping on the road. You don't see sources.
Yeah.
And another thing they did was to decentralize the management. So you have ASEPA in the south, that's Ambia South, you have ASEPA here in the center, you have ASEPA in the north, So that's why I say if you have a good vision and you have the right management possible. So this is the reason ASEPA has done so well, and it's still, like you said, has moved up the rating ladder. Yeah, in the country. Yeah, just vision and hard work.
I'll also add that orientation. This
Yeah.
reorientation and people's psyche are beginning to change.
Yeah. But if you don't have the vision, you might even know that you need to carry out some form of orientation.
Yeah.
But it's not just enough to provide the materials. The mindset, you have to talk to people so that within them, the subconscious, they will have to imbibe the tenets of good hygiene practices. So this is what has happened.
Good morning. You're welcome.
I greet everybody. I greet the Honorable Commissioner.
Will you speak it, please?
My name is Dr. Charles Ogubuada.
Oh.
I'm calling from my campus.
Ogubuada, Charles, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Honorable Commissioner.
Good to hear from you.
Thank you, sir. I am really happy for all you've been saying. Honestly, I can't thank our government enough, but I can only say we thank God for the gift of our governor, because what God has done using him, we can say we don't have to express it honestly. So we're happy that you're briefing us on weekly basis, and you have enriched us more today. I pray that God will give you the enablement to continue doing that. And I want to urge all Abiyans to go and get their PVCs, PVC, water cards, in order to sell their franchise during the election period to return our government. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Charles. Thank you for your support. You're one of the supporters of this government with the kind of comments that come from you on a daily basis. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Hello. Hello, good morning.
Thank you. Excellent.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Excellence. Thank you for your kind words.
Hello. Okay. Where's that call? Francis, you have a question?
It's all right.
Okay. Sorry. Before you take your question, let's take this call. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Chidebere Obingwa. Okay. Good morning.
Which part of Aba are you calling from? Go ahead.
This is Aba Park.
Aba South.
Okay, go ahead.
and remind you to let us, our government know.
Okay.
Just about this Odessa Road, some Odessa Road, alongside the road that went to Obama Road, that is ongoing construction. The government promised us that he is going to flag off Odessa Road, that Odessa that leads to Oraka. So we want to know if it's coming to flag the road from. We are waiting for it to come. And then the upcoming one.
I'm not really hearing you.
Say Old Express.
What's the road? What's the road?
Old Express.
You say Old Express to Orata. You say something like before. Which one is it?
The old express road that leads to
Orata.
Orata.
Okay. Okay, that leads to Orata, eh? Yes. So you're saying that the government promised to flag it off? Yes. So he has not done so.
No, he's never done so. That's what I'm asking.
Let me ask you a question. If some work had started there, will you know? If some work had started there, will you know?
Yes, I'm looking around that place.
Okay. You know what I'm asking you? There are certain roads will commence, they commence construction on without flag off. And we've done so on so many roads in Aba. Sometimes, the governor says, leave all this noise or ceremony. Then he will tell the commissioner for this to go and engage it, let them please put this road together. Maybe it's when the road is being commissioned that you now get people around or during construction. But I know that the governor said that constructing that Old Express or Orata Road and Co will be the complete recovery of Aba. Am I correct?
Are you still there?
Maybe it's on the line. That's what the governor says, and I don't think the governor has wavered from that. It will still be realized. So be reassured, okay? Your message is taken. Thank you very much.
It's all right. Before maybe the last caller comes in, Honorable Commissioner, the state is set to mark the International Women's Day. Where and when is this event taking place? And what is significant?
Okay. The International Women's Day is usually celebrated every 8th of March of every year. But this year's version was not celebrated on the 8th. So intentionally, the women chose the 31st, the last day of March, to celebrate this year's version of the 2026 International Women's Day. So about now, the event will be on at the International Conference Center with the First Lady of the State, Her Excellency Mrs. Priscilla Chinimoti, the Honorable Commissioner for Women Affairs, and other women of note. All of them will be there at ICC now for the event. So this year's version is, the theme for this year's version is Give to Gain. Okay. And that's an exhortation, a cry to encourage women to extend, hands of help or assistance, as it were, to those who are less privileged. Show love, carry out some philanthropy to help those who are not as endowed as you are. So that is the theme for this year, and I believe at the event, as usual, Her Excellency, with the Minister of Women Affairs, and women will surely do that today. They will extend a lot of help and assistance to those who are less privileged in society. That's what that program is all about.
Sorry, sir.
All right, sir. Let's take this last call. Hello.
Before
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Ijoma.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You haven't said your name. Say your name. Yeah, Chemila. Amen.
I was very, very happy. That type of thing needs to happen for that. I may put an young pala, 2007, I think it's that place at Akashiala. If they create that place, you put that city commissioner of agri. Is that that is now almost 2 years. All the houses down there are able to make it.
It's not a poultry farm where? For Umosu. Yeah.
At the back of the Umosu market, comprehensive secondary school.
So it's a poultry farm owned by government.
Yes, for the Ministry of Agri.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I will escalate your concerns.
Okay, sir.
Thank you for your kind words, Chairman Block Move.
All right, I think that's the much cause we'll entertain here. Honorable Commissioner, so far so good. And a minute, your parting words, sir.
Parting words.
Yes, sir.
Want to thank Gambians and for their support, for their prayers, and to say that they should not relent in supporting and praying for this government to see this government through. But much more importantly, to ensure they do that, like one of the callers did say, Gambians should troop out to their, to them obtain their voters' cards, whether you live in the city where you vote or in your community. If you vote in your community, take a trip down to your community and go and register. If you're in the city, please do that. That card is a very powerful tool of identity. So you need to have one. And that is what makes you a good citizen. And it is with that card that you determine your future and the future of your children. When you go and vote and say you want Mr. A or Mr. B to win. So voter registration is very, very important. And I'm using this opportunity to encourage Gambians to troop out and register. Thank you very much for listening.
It's all right, Honorable Commissioner. It's been a pleasure having you on the program. Looking forward to see you next Tuesday.
Thank you.
All right, and from IJ.
Stay tuned to the rest of our programs.
And I remain yours, Francis Wumpan, on behalf of FM Omaya, we FM Opa, the family Love FM Omaya, and all those according the people that are helping in the studio. Keep a date with us and next week. Bye for now. Programs this morning.